Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Andy Ruiz Jr. is a nightmare stylistically for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. And you know, I've been getting a lot of hate for Andy Ruiz Jr. like he's garbage, like he's trash, like he can't box, like he has no skills, like he doesn't have elite level hand speed. So we're going to just break it down as honestly as we can. And you know, we got a comment from Ty Key, and he said, great fighters don't lose to Taco Bell mascots and Andy Ruiz Jr. Another one comes from Super Delio, and he says, AJ had no business losing to the likes of Andy Ruiz. To see a potbelly obese fighter pummel a cherished Anthony Joshua was not a good look. You see Ripper 91, Fury beats AJ easily. He already got beaten by a meatloaf. So you see these guys have no respect for Andy Ruiz Jr.'s skill set. They think he's garbage. They think he's trash. They think he doesn't have elite hand speed. They think that he's not a good boxer. So what we're going to do is break down the facts and why Andy Ruiz Jr. is a much better boxer than these people give him credit for, and also why Andy Ruiz Jr. is a nightmare matchup for both Fury and Wilder, because what we're going to use is nothing but facts. We're not going to use our feelings. We're not going to use our opinions. We're not going to use what we think. We're only going to use the facts. And when we start with Deontay Wilder, and when you look at Deontay Wilder's entire resume, it's garbage truck juice. His resume is garbage truck juice. So if you exclude Tyson Fury, his most recent fight, Andy Ruiz Jr. is better than everybody on Deontay Wilder's resume. There's not one fighter that would be regarded as better than Andy Ruiz Jr. on Deontay Wilder's resume, period. Not even the 50-year-old Luis Ortiz. No one. And if you look at Tyson Fury's resume, outside of Vladimir Klitschko, no one on Tyson Fury's resume is more skilled than Andy Ruiz Jr. No one. No one has more skills than Andy Ruiz Jr. on Fury's resume other than Vladimir Klitschko, period. So those are facts. Those facts can't be denied. That's not what I feel. That's not what I think. And then here's another fact for you that a lot of people don't want to realize. Anybody that thinks Andy Ruiz Jr. is absolute trash or garbage, this is one thing they might want to think about and consider. Andy Ruiz Jr. did something that neither Tyson Fury nor Deontay Wilder did. He beat an elite level, unified heavyweight champion in his prime who was undefeated. Neither one of these guys have beat an undefeated, unified heavyweight champion in his prime that was undefeated. Neither one of these men have ever done that. Nor Tyson Fury, nor Deontay Wilder. Andy Ruiz Jr. has accomplished something neither one of these guys have done. And he beat a fighter that Fury turned down a contract offer to fight. And he beat a fighter that Deontay Wilder turned down a contract offer to fight. So we understand there's reasons. Styles truly do make fights. And let me explain why Andy Ruiz Jr. is a matchup stylistically nightmare for Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And we'll start with Deontay Wilder. When you look at Wilder, this is why Andy Ruiz Jr. is a matchup nightmare for Wilder. It's because Andy Ruiz Jr. is a come forward fighter. He's a come forward pressure fighter. He has elite level hand speed, and so he can well off 10 shots before Wilder can well off one. That's his major problem that Deontay Wilder is going to have, because Deontay Wilder cannot fight going backwards. He is destined to fail in that matchup. And you also see Deontay Wilder struggled going backwards against a guy like Luis Ortiz, who's a 50-year-old man with high blood pressure. An elite level fighter, at the stage is Andy Ruiz Jr., who's in his prime with elite level hand speed. He's going to pressure Wilder, push him back, and give him hell the entire fight. That fight ends 100% differently. We got to be honest and unbiased. And then when you look at Tyson Fury, a lot of people say, oh, Fury easily beat Andy Ruiz Jr. He'll dance circles around him. It'd be no match for him. Well, as I reviewed this matchup, I've changed my opinion on it. And I think that Andy Ruiz Jr. gives Tyson Fury a lot more problems than I initially thought. And this is why. Because we saw what ATWHO, a guy, who's absolutely garbage truck juice, did to Tyson Fury. He almost won the fight, caused a major gash over Fury's eye, hurt Fury late in the fight, and if he had any kind of pressure, he would have, actual power, with his pressure, he would have stopped Tyson Fury. Andy Ruiz Jr. has power and pressure. He has elite level hand speed. That's a style that Tyson Fury has never fought or never faced in his entire career, a style like Andy Ruiz Jr. And so he does not adapt well to pressure fighters. His two biggest wins of his career, Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder, both came from fighters who were throwing 1 and 2 punches at a time. He is not beating a top level fighter who's putting on a lot of pressure. Fury just simply is not able to overcome that because he does not have the power to keep these guys at bay. We got to be honest and unbiased. He didn't have the power to stop Otto Wallin and keep him at bay. What do you think he's going to be able to do with a guy with elite level hand speed and pressure like Andy Ruiz Jr.? Now, when you look at Andy Ruiz Jr. resume, the only two fighters he's ever struggled with in his career was Joseph Parker, who at that time was undefeated and was a world champion right after, and then Anthony Joshua when he fought him, he was an undefeated unified world champion. These are the only two guys he's ever lost to or struggled with. So at the end of the day, that's a good thing. This guy, fighting at the top level of competition, he's shown that he can compete against both of these guys. And the fight against Parker was controversial, and Anthony Joshua, he's 1-1. So you see, Andy Ruiz Jr. is not a garbage fighter. We got to be real about it. But when you look at Tyson Fury's history, he does have a controversial fight against a guy named John McDermott. And let me explain something about John McDermott. A lot of people call guys Uber drivers, taxi cab drivers. Well, John McDermott was actually a legitimate railway worker, and he got robbed on the cards. And that's to let you know that Tyson Fury needed a give decision to beat a guy like John McDermott's caliber. We got to be real about it. We can't tell half the story. We got to tell the truth. And that is an absolute fact. Only a fanboy would deny that fact. Another fact is that Tyson Fury's chin is garbage truck juice. This guy has been dropped by almost anybody. My grandma could drop Tyson Fury. Let me explain why. Tyson Fury was dropped by Steve Cunningham. Steve Cunningham doesn't have elite level skills, doesn't have elite level hand speed, doesn't have elite level pressure. He does nothing at the elite level, and he dropped Tyson Fury. So you saying Ruiz couldn't do it? And you see a guy like Nevin Pagic, a guy who's the tomato can of all tomato cans, an Uber driver of all Uber drivers, dropped Tyson Fury. But you're saying that Andy Ruiz couldn't do it? See, these guys don't want to be honest. They're just being absolutely biased. Andy Ruiz Jr. will be able to come to that chin and connect him. And let's just be honest, with his pressure and his power, it's going to be too much for Fury. He will drop him. I don't know if Ruiz will beat Wilder or Fury, but I understand that he will be a stylistic matchup problem nightmare for both of these guys. And whether he wins or loses, he's going to give both of these guys hell in that fight. We got to be real about it. And you know what even heightens his chances at success against either one of these fighters and makes him an extremely dangerous fight for either one of these guys is the fact that now he's working with Eddie Reynoso, Canelo Alvarez trainer, 2019 trainer of the year. Eddie Reynoso, has taken Canelo Alvarez, a guy with limited amateur experience, to the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world today, who's transcending weight classes as we speak. Imagine what he can do for a focused and motivated Andy Ruiz Jr. Let's be honest and unbiased. And then when you look at Andy Ruiz Jr., my only concern, my only problem, my only question for Andy Ruiz Jr. in any fight, much less Wilder or Fury, is he motivated and hungry for success? Is Andy Ruiz Jr. hungry for success? Or is he hungry for another slice of pizza? But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.